Welcome to Pompeii, a city frozen in time, a city vibrant and alive yet buried for centuries beneath the ashes of Mount Vesuvius. We often hear of Pompeii's bustling streets and advanced infrastructure, but today we venture beyond the typical narrative. Today we explore the darker aspects of this ancient city, delving into the shadows of its vibrant past. Join me as we unearth the secrets Pompeii held close, revealing a society grappling with morality, indulgence, and the very essence of human nature. Pompeii, in its heyday, pulsed with a vibrancy matched by few. The city's elite, adorned in fine silks and jewels, reveled in a life of luxury. Their villas, expansive and opulent, echoed with laughter during elaborate feasts. Imagine, if you will, tables laden with exotic delicacies, mountains of glistening fruits, and an endless flow of rich wines. Frescoes discovered on the walls of these grand homes depict scenes of such excess, showcasing the opulence enjoyed by the upper echelons of Pompeian society. They feasted on dormice, a delicacy for the wealthy, and indulged in elaborate meals consisting of multiple courses, each more extravagant than the last. Their feasts were legendary, marked by an abundance that reflected their wealth and status, but this indulgence, this pursuit of pleasure, came at a cost. The common citizens of Pompeii, toiling under the shadow of such extravagance, faced a starkly different reality. Life for them was a constant struggle for survival, their basic needs a world away from the lavish banquets enjoyed by their wealthy counterparts. Pompeii's embrace extended beyond material pleasures. The city held within its walls a surprisingly open attitude towards sexuality, one that continues to intrigue and perhaps startle modern observers. Erotic art, far from being taboo, adorned the walls of homes, bathhouses, and even public spaces. These depictions, explicit and unapologetic, offer us a glimpse into the sexual mores of the time. Prostitution, too, was not relegated to the shadows. Brothels operated openly, their presence acknowledged as an accepted part of Pompeian life. Archaeologists have unearthed numerous artifacts within these establishments, items that speak volumes about the practices and preferences of the time. One cannot discuss Pompeii's relationship with sexuality without mentioning the prevalence of phallic symbols. These representations of male genitalia were ubiquitous, appearing on everything from mosaics and frescoes to amulets and everyday objects. While their exact meaning is still debated among scholars, their presence points to a society comfortable with the open expression of sexuality. The allure of chance, the thrill of the unknown, held sway in Pompeii just as it does today. Gambling, in its various forms, was deeply ingrained in the fabric of Pompeian society. Archaeological evidence reveals a city obsessed with games of chance, with dice games being particularly popular. In the shadow of Vesuvius, men and women alike gathered in taverns and public spaces, their fates hanging on the roll of the dice or the toss of a coin. For some, gambling offered an escape from the drudgery of daily life, a fleeting chance at fortune. But for others, it became an all-consuming obsession, leading to addiction and ruin. The consequences of this addiction were often dire. Families torn apart, fortunes squandered, and lives left in shambles. The very real dangers of gambling were not lost on the people of Pompeii. Writings from the time warn of its seductive nature, urging caution and restraint. Chapter 4. Bread and blood, the spectacle of entertainment. The citizens of Pompeii, like those across the Roman world, craved entertainment. They flocked to the amphitheatre, their senses ignited by the roar of the crowd and the thrill of the spectacle. Here gladiators, armed and skilled, battled for glory, their fates hanging in the balance with each swing of the sword. The gladiatorial games, brutal and bloody, were more than just entertainment. They were a reflection of Roman society, a microcosm of its values and hierarchies. The crowds cheered for blood, their appetites whetted by the violence unfolding before them. And yet, within this brutality, there was a strange sort of beauty, a raw display of human strength and resilience. But the arena was not the only stage for Pompeian entertainment. The city's streets, too, came alive with festivals and celebrations. These events, often lavish and unrestrained, offered a release from the routines of daily life. Music filled the air, dancers twirled through the streets, and the city pulsated with a frenetic energy. Chapter 5. Seeking Favor, Religion and Superstition. Religion in Pompeii was a vibrant tapestry, woven from traditional Roman deities, foreign cults, and mystical beliefs. The citizens of Pompeii, like people across time, sought solace and guidance from the divine. They offered prayers and sacrifices, hoping to appease the gods and secure their favor. Traditional Roman temples dedicated to Jupiter, Juno, and Minerva stood as imposing reminders of Rome's power and influence. But within the city walls, other faiths also found a foothold. Egyptian cults, with their intriguing deities and elaborate rituals, attracted a devoted following. Beyond these established religions, a world of superstition and magic thrived. Amulets and charms, believed to ward off evil and bring good fortune, were common possessions. Oracles and soothsayers plied their trade, offering glimpses into the future and guidance from the spirit world. Chapter 6. Through a different lens, judging Pompeii. The destruction of Pompeii, a cataclysm frozen in time, has captivated and horrified onlookers for centuries. But beyond the tragedy, the event has sparked a debate, a moral reckoning with the city's legacy. Some, particularly those influenced by later Christian interpretations, viewed Pompeii's fate as divine retribution, a punishment for its perceived sins. The city's open sexuality, its embrace of pleasure and extravagance, became, in their eyes, evidence of moral decay, a justification for its annihilation. Pompeii, in their view, served as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the wages of sin. However, such interpretations, while prevalent for centuries, are increasingly challenged by modern scholars. To judge Pompeii solely through the lens of later moral codes is to misunderstand the complexities of its time. Roman society operated under a different set of values, one shaped by its own unique history and cultural context. While we may find certain aspects of Pompeian life shocking or even abhorrent, it's essential to remember that our judgments are colored by centuries of evolving social norms. Chapter 7. The Unseen Hands, Slavery in Pompeii. As we marvel at the grandeur of Pompeii's ruins and dissect the intricacies of its culture, we must confront an unsettling truth. The city's prosperity, its very existence, relied on a system of exploitation, slavery. Behind the opulent facades and lavish lifestyles lay the unseen hands that built and sustained this Roman city. Slaves, stripped of their freedom and dignity, were the lifeblood of Pompeii's economy. They toiled in the fields, served in wealthy households, and powered the businesses that drove the city's prosperity. Their lives, often brutal and short, serve as a stark reminder of the human cost of Roman expansion and dominance. The archaeological record paints a sobering picture of their existence. We find evidence of cramped living quarters, meager possessions, and the tools of their often back-breaking labor. Their stories, though often silenced, remind us that even in a society as advanced as Pompeii, injustice and inequality cast a long shadow. Chapter 8. A Mirror to Humanity, Lessons from Pompeii. Pompeii stands as a testament to the complexities of human civilization. It was a city of contrasts, where extravagance and poverty, piety and decadence coexisted in a delicate and ultimately unsustainable balance. As we've journeyed through its streets and explored its hidden corners, we've encountered a society grappling with many of the same issues that confront us today. The lessons of Pompeii transcend time. They remind us that human nature, in its capacity for both good and evil, remains remarkably consistent across the millennia. We see echoes of our own desires, our own struggles in the lives of those who called this ancient city home. Pompeii, in its tragic end, urges us to reflect on our own values, our own choices. It challenges us to confront the darker aspects of our nature and strive for a more just and equitable world. For in the ashes of this buried city lies not just a historical treasure, but a mirror reflecting the enduring complexities of humanity. Outro, farewell to Pompeii. As we leave behind the haunting ruins of Pompeii, let us remember that history is not merely a collection of dates and events, but a tapestry woven from the lives, loves and losses of countless individuals. Pompeii, in its destruction, offers us a poignant glimpse into the human condition, reminding us of our own mortality and the fragility of civilization. We must learn from the past, not judge it by the standards of the present. Only then can we truly appreciate the complexities of history and gain a deeper understanding of ourselves. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the darker side of Pompeii. If you found this exploration insightful, please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more captivating journeys into the ancient world.